So there's this girl, right? I think I've talked about this or her in another video. I was talking about how she chose to communicate with me. I was in a class drawing. I'm trying to take off like the nerves of the classroom, trying to distract myself, and not be like visibly anxious. You know what I'm saying? I'm drawing super loud, so I keep having to like cover my ears. I guess she noticed that I was drawing, and she had a piece of paper and she wrote something on it. I didn't know what was happening at the time because I was drawing, but she slid, and I thought that she slid on accident. So I looked at the paper, and I was gonna like slide it back, but then I seen it was writing on it, and the way she like had it, she like left it there, so it kind of seemed like no, I put this here on purpose. So I'm looking at like, oh, it's words on here, and I was like, oh, I gotta read this, and I was like, oh, damn, hopefully I can read it. I'm like, boy, don't fuck this up. Like, shit. I'm like, what if I can't read them? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, big word. Like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, all right, let me. I was like, so, like, panicked. Like, oh, damn, you gotta read this, man. Like, hella nervous. And then it was like, it was hard to see it, too. Like, not, you know, everything come to play when you write. When it's writing, like, what they call it, penmanship. How people write, legislation. You know how people, how you write. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you gotta think about how people write, their spelling, even sometimes their punctuations. There's just so much that like go into like reading. It's like very, I don't know, I don't like it. I don't remember what the question was. I think she said, where did you learn the art? Where did you develop your art style or something like that? Where did you get your art style? I was like, I read it, and then I was like, oh no, I have to respond. I don't really like talking. To like, I don't know how to explain it. I talk all the time, like certain things I talk about, right? I feel like the easier I could get an answer or give an answer, I'm more than likely to have that conversation. When I gotta give one, it's like long or like it's too much. I'll be like, man, I'm going to make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? So the pressure is on me again. So I read it, and I think I was like brainstorming. I'm like, dang, what I'm gonna write? And I was like, the simplest thing I could think of is freestyle, so I put freestyle. I think she responded. She said like, oh, that's cool, or something like that. I was like, oh, I don't know what to say now. like the conversation ain't over, but it could be over. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be just been the last thing. So, she slid the paper back, and I was like, after I read it, I'm like, I don't know I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool. I get like I don't know. So I didn't respond. Then she wrote something else. She was like, could you draw some person, like some character from Jack and World Z? I didn't know who that person was. So when she said that, I was like, I said, why am I talking about this? Okay. Car ride, tent. Basically the whole trip, right? Before we get there, Brian, we're talking about this little stuff done. She said, Dragon Ball Z. I said, I think I asked, like, who is that? And she was like, oh, from Dragon Ball Z. No, she put Dragon Ball, like, from Dragon Ball. And then I was like, oh, I put a Z, and then I put a question mark. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, if I seen him, probably. Or I said, like, if I see him. I don't know what she's talking about. And then she was like, do you draw realistically? And I was like, probably. Or I said probably not. One of the two. But that was the end of that conversation. Another couple of times she walked up on me. She asked about what I was drawing. Everybody always asks that question. I never had an answer. Like, I'm not drawing a thing. Like, I'm not saying, oh, well, I have tried to draw things, right? Usually it doesn't come out good. I just freestyle. I think that's where my best work comes from. So most of the time I'm not drawing or trying to draw a thing or something. So people be like, oh, what you drawing? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just drawing. I think one time she said something that was like, oh, you drawing a turtle? Or something else. To me, it was hilarious. I was like, what? And I looked at it, I was like, oh, it kind of does look like I'm drawing a turtle. But I was like, I don't know. Or a snail or something. But she, a couple of days after that, she was like, oh, can I take a picture of the thingy, like your art? And then she took a picture of the art. I was like nervous because I had wrote like a poem over there. I'm like, oh. If she takes a picture of the art, she's also going to see the poem. And I was like, well, hopefully she can't read my handwriting. A lot of people can't. So I was like, well, still that. Because I don't really know what the poem was about. But I was like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't something. I was like, oh, let's share this. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, she never made mention of it or everything, so I thought I was cool or everything. But the trip, so I think in a meeting, she was like, "Are you gonna go camping?" And I was like, "Well, I'm in a meeting, so probably yes." But I was like, I don't think that was like a real question. I think she just didn't know what to say. Like me, like I never know what to say. So I was trying to like, sometimes I just say like something like, "Oh, this is a question." Like, you know, like the question like you probably shouldn't ask, which is usually the questions I don't like. I don't really like. You see me grab my shoe and untie it and put my foot in, and you say, "Oh, you putting on your shoes?" Yeah, I'm gonna put on my shoes. Like, it's kind of what's happening, but I don't know what I was talking about where I said that. Shoes? I wasn't talking about shoes. I was talking about. Oh, she asked me. Oh, yeah, but the next day happened. I think OSHA just got released. What happened? Oh, we were getting ready to go on a trip. Waiting, standing outside. I think there was an attempted like small talk, and I gave like little brief answers, and I was like, oh dang, I hope this is not offensive. But yeah, that's pretty much how I be like one word answers and stuff. So I think that was happening. A couple of stuff I needed to respond more than one word, so I did. But we started to get into the van. Then we got into the van. I didn't notice that she got into the van, right? The van, I think, has 4 seats in the back, and then it's like the next row is 3 seats, but it's like 1 seat separated. And then it's like a space, and then it's like 2 seats, so that the people who's getting into the very back could get in. And then there's a row in front of that, and then there's 2 front seats, driver and passenger side. So I always go to the very back of the van. I don't like people behind me, so very back of the van. And she gets in the very back of the van, but on the opposite side, I noticed that she had her art book. I was like, oh dang, she's about to do the same thing here. Like about to put, get our sketches in her. I was just noticing, she's like a very helpful person. Like she should help everybody or assist everybody, make sure everybody's good. And that made me more comfortable than I feel like I would have been. That's all I was saying. I felt like crying or blah 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 blah. I was working hard not to do that, but I guess her presence was also assisting with that. There's a couple things I didn't know, but I ended up finding out that kind of made make some things make sense, but also make it's like a different light that I see now, right? We get to the little camp thing, get our bags out, and they're trying to, there's a bunch of stuff they're trying to do. They got to give out the tents and all that stuff, and mark who take what. I think they had like a brief introduction. I was like, oh, not necessarily like everybody come and meet up, but like I don't know, it was one of those little things that happened, but then I had to pick like, oh, like who's going to what tent, let's build the tents and all that type of stuff. So I think I grabbed it. I didn't grab a tent. She grabbed a tent, and since we were putting tents together, I was like, oh, I guess we were just putting tents together. I wasn't thinking like I'm putting my tent together or her tent together. You know what I'm saying? There's tents. So I thought I was gonna do this one. Boom, bounce to the next one. We both never set a tent up before. That was kind of funny. Getting some assistance from 2 people. One of them was somehow more equipped at tenting than the other, which to me was unexpected. But yeah, we put the tent together. Then they were like, okay, how are we going to choose tents? What tents are you sleeping in? And I was like, I was feeling so bad. I was like, I don't want to sleep with nobody. I don't know people. But then I'm also like, there's bears here. I probably should sleep with somebody because I don't want to get God by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I hadn't felt that type of like fear in a minute, but I was freaking out. I was like, oh man, I don't know what to do. But I think somebody was like, oh, you want to just do this? Y'all want to just take this sense that y'all built it? And then I was like, okay, I'm kind of more comfortable with that, but not that more comfortable. Like, I still don't know. I don't know her and all that type of stuff. Like what she does when she's about to sleep. She's gonna be spraying perfume or all that other stuff that's like, yeah. So, she was like, do you feel comfortable sharing a tent with me? And then I was like, I kind of feel comfortable because she asked. You know what I'm saying? I felt more comfortable. I feel like I should feel comfortable because she asked. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was gonna say yes or no. Like I wasn't gonna give a full response. And I think if I said no, then I would have had to say something else. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes. And then she's like, okay. And then like, oh, that's it. So then I kind of feel better about it. I was like, oh, like it wasn't a big thing that happened. It was just okay. So I think we got the bags and stuff, and put it in the thing, and got our sleeping bags, the sleeping bag covered. It's like this air mattress, but it's barely big. It's like a little air mattress thing. So we got all of that stuff, and like put all that stuff together. And I really don't know why I'm saying this. Like, why was the point of all of this? I don't know. But essentially, I think I was able to get through the trip because of her. Like her, I don't know if it's her aura, her presence, her assistance. She's I feel I was like my worst times there. I was able to. I felt like they would have been worse. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't gonna lie. I think one of the nights, or maybe two of the nights, I ain't gonna lie, I was nighttime hit, and I was like, just not feeling it. I don't really know how to, like the stuff I was, I'd be wanting to say, but I don't know how to say it without it being this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? So I think two of the nights, I think night one, I definitely cried. But it wasn't like a loud cry, which is good. It was like I cry silently for the most part. But when I'm like, I guess hurt or like something violent happened, I'm more likely to be making all this noise and I'm crying. But that cry was like a silent cry, you know. I could hear her. She was making a lot of noise too. And I was like, is she crying? I actually don't know the answer to that question now. So that whole night happens, and then the morning happens, and I was like so relieved that the morning came. I could finally get out. I don't know. I was just like finally, I tried to get up earlier. Help the chef, so we're going to be chefing and all that. Cook breakfast and all that type of stuff. She woke up a lot later than I did, but she came out, and while she was out, she was like, "Did I?" She asked me, "How did I sleep?" And I was like, "I don't know what I said. I don't know if I was honest." And I was like, "Not that good." Or if I was like, "Yeah, good." I think I said good because she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's good." She was like, she said I was asking because I didn't know if I was too loud. And I was like, the first time she said it, I was like, oh, I don't want to. I could say that she's loud, but I don't think she's going to take it. Like how I'm just saying it. Like, oh, yeah, you were loud, but not like an issue type of, like, not like, yeah, man, you was loud as hell, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, no, you good. And then she started talking, and she like I guess forgot, and then she mentioned it again, and I was like, well, do you have asthma? I thought like that's why she was loud, and she's like, nah, I don't have asthma. She's like, I be having panic attacks. And she's like, so that's why I was asking, like, was I loud? And I was like, oh, I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh, she's we're basically having the same experience at the same time, essentially. So I was like, man, what the hell? Yeah, okay. So that's what was happening. I thought she just had asthma. I was like, oh, maybe she's really cold. Because, like, she, in her breathe, you could hear, like, quivering every once in a while. Like, so I'm like, oh, she's either really cold, has asthma. I'm not sure. I was like, yeah, but it was noisy, I guess. I was concerned because I wasn't sure what was going on. I'm like, is she choking? Like, should I? what did I do? I don't know, but there was like a thing in between the two tents that you put in like a divider. So we had that. Like I couldn't see what she was doing or like anything like that. I could only hear the noise. I don't even know where she slept or how she slept. I don't know if she probably used a sleeping bag because I heard a lot of like noise. The sleeping bags and everything. It was very heavy. Not heavy, very loud. I didn't want to sleep in it because it's like every movement. I'm like, bro, what? I was getting annoyed with everybody else moving. So I was like, it's even worse when I'm moving because the sound is right there. And it's like, you can't hide it. At first I was like, I'm not sleeping inside of it. I'm just going to sleep on top and use it as a pillow because of the noise. But then I was like, nah, I'm just directly on the ground. I don't feel like feeling that in the morning. So I just got the thing. When she was blowing up her air mattress, I noticed like she kept like, I don't know, she's trying to blow it up for like 8 times, and then each time she like take the pump out and then try to hurry up and close it, and like the air would be coming out while she's trying to close it, and I was hearing it, and I was like, dang, is it that difficult? And I was like, maybe I should try to help her, but then I did it. I did it myself. I was like, oh yeah, I understand, because I did it like 2-3 times. And then I was like, okay, so I need to figure out a way to do it with the pump that's putting air in it being halfway out. So when I remove it, I could just hurry and press down. Now, that whole thing, because it was so complicated to pump it the first time, the whole 2-3 days I was there, I didn't pump it again. I didn't even look at the whole thing. But when I was taking it down, I noticed that there was 2 holes. One hole, it didn't say anything to the other hole. It like had like it wasn't an open thing, right? So because it wasn't an open thing, I assumed that's where the pump doesn't go. Because I assumed that you want to get air in there as fast as you can, right? That actually wasn't the case, and the thing that I didn't use is what I should have used, and that's why the air kept getting let out, basically. But if I would have used that part, the air would have stayed in there. And I think she probably did the same thing. That's my assumption. Because it only makes sense. But don't know what I said that for. What was I talking about? About something. Something. Blank. Mattresses, air mattresses, okay, the significance of that was, don't really know. trying to catch it, but I can't really catch it. They made s'mores, we played games and all that stuff. I had went in a tent for like an hour or two. I was very paranoid. I was like feeling like I was gonna cry. I was like trying not to cry because I didn't want somebody to hear me or like walk in or something. But I was like stuck. I was like, dang. I don't know what to do, who to talk to, and all that type of stuff. But I think I was like, they kept asking with the food situation. I was like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to eat right now. Or, like, I think I'm good without eating. I think I could see that kind of got concerned, I guess, about that. So then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make this or make that and all that type of stuff. They did that. Everybody ate. I kind of was like, oh, let me just try this. I went out. I was terrified. There was a fire though. Most times, I'm like experiencing dealing with any elements. I'm good. So I was like, oh, it's a fire. Played around with that. Played Uno. Lost a couple times. I think won once. They were playing some games. Cards Against Humanity. I think we played blackjack. I think I split everything. I won a lot more than I lost. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I was like tired. I tapped out. When the time come, so there's a shower there. But I guess if you pay for tokens, you get hot water. You don't pay for tokens, it's cold water. Now, there was a guy who had to figure that out. So he went and he was able to turn the water on. But he was saying like the water was just low, but he said he took a cold shower. And I was like, well, that means I'm not taking a shower the whole time I'm going to be here. Because it just will not work. I just know it. Plus, it's already cold out there. I would be fucking frozen. I hate the cold. I just do not like the cold at all. So I was like, dang, I'm not going to be able to take a shower. But everybody took a shower. I think day 2. We did some stuff. I don't really remember. We had like a name game that we had to do. Adjective and then your name, and that's your name for the trip. Mine was Yappy. You had to go in order and remember all the names that were said. They were all starting from the first one and going to the last one. And I was like, I'm not going to remember that. So I started last and then went backwards to get to the first one. I think everybody after me pretty much, they went crazy. Like, they got it all. So, that's good. Because usually when I play games like that, that's usually what doesn't happen. When it gets to them, they get like, they heard it a bunch of times. So they trying to focus on, let me remember the third one is this. And then it gets on them, then boom, forget everything. So that was good to see that didn't occur that way. Made French toast in the morning. I made vegan French toast. I made the batter for it. Somebody else fried it. There was some vegan sausages. I had that. I think I had some fruit. Honeydew. Watermelon. I think I had some avocado. So that was my breakfast. Then we like a little fair thingy. We went to the sequoias, the giant sequoias. that are left out here. We went on a trail, 2-3 mile trail, and we get to see all those. Took a bunch of pictures. Some water that was very good to touch and see. Very cold, very clear. They said it is spring water, so you could drink it, but they don't drink it because animals also drink it, and I guess something from that causes like kidney stones or whatever. So it's not safe, the safest water to drink without like a filter. So that was a thing. I think we got back. Again, it's like camping type of fire and everything like that. I think this time they had s'mores. Yeah. I was asleep that night. Played music. Trying not to move. But I feel like everybody could hear my movements. I was like really picking them wise and everything. I don't know what I was saying. Everybody, yeah, I don't know what I was saying, but people keep buying firecrackers out here. And when I'm closing my eyes, that's what I'm seeing. A bunch of fireworks and stuff. I think this should be around 25 minutes. I really don't really know what I was saying or what I was getting at. Yeah, I think the next day they went to a lake. I went. I was on the fence. I didn't want to go, but again, I was saying like I was letting the world kind of choose. So I think somebody was like, I don't know if they were trying to get my attention, but they tapped me and everything. They were like, oh yeah, you going to the water? And I think I heard that as an invitation and not like necessarily a question. So I didn't say yes. I just got up and made my direction to how we were going to get to the water. We got to the water, and I was like, yeah, I can't swim, so I'm not even going to be stupid, try to swim in a lake and drown. So I didn't do that. People were saying, oh man, put your feet in, or I'm like, man, yep, I didn't swim, I didn't touch the water. It's a ball. I dribbled with it for a minute. I think somebody came up and asked me a few questions. I assume now that they wanted the ball. That's why they asked. They're like, dang, you came, you're about to get in the water. What you come out here for then? And stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, I don't really want to conversate. I don't know. But the water happened. There was like a bad situation, so the young lady I've been talking about really shoot and I were in the same van, and we had been in that same van because that's been our driver, but also out of all the people there, that the particular driver, another comfortable, I feel like a person I feel like I'm comfortable with that was there out of all the people. So I was like, if I'm around this person or that person, I should be good or better. So I think this time before we leave, I always get in the car and put my bag where I'm gonna be in the car. So I think I did that, and then I did whatever I did. But when I went back to the van, I looked, and it was like either I seen more stuff, which was an indication that people was gonna be sitting there, or I saw like think I just saw more stuff, so I immediately turned around. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to the other van. Like I'm not even about to play around. But I think I kind of like, I did something else. I was assisting or helping with something before I did that. And then as I was doing that, I was going back to the other car. The young lady was originally in that car, right? So I was going to this car. She wasn't supposed to be there, but when I got in there, I saw her, and she was like, yeah, I moved your stuff for you, because I know you and I, we like to sit in the back seats. And I was like, what the hell? Like, that's what I mean, like, she's like helpful and everything. So she went to the other car. Like, I don't know, it's like she like read my mind. Like, even like the first encounter with her, like, if she would have asked me the question about the art, I don't even know how I would have responded. Or if I would have, probably would have at least tried to. But she wrote like some, her writing it, like she made the conversation happen. I think a lot of people, they've already tried to attempt to have a conversation with me, and it doesn't really go to where, like I said, like if I can't give a one word answer, I'm like not really trying to, you know what I'm talking about. So, she said, oh yeah, that van looked too full, so I got your stuff out and I put it in this one. And she said, because I know you like, we both like to sit in the back seat. Yeah, I was like so in shock. I did not know what to say. Because I was like, dang. Not only was I just thinking about that, I was thinking about that, but I was like, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want, I ain't trying to get into no situation, no conflict, no issue. I'm already like a firecracker. My temper is not like just a beautiful temper. It's probably the opposite. So I'm like, yeah, alright, the seats are taken, your stuff was in that van, but yeah, like, just let it high, like, I don't know, I wasn't tripping, but then I was like, when I went to the other van, I was like, dang, I need to go get my stuff, and I didn't even get to, like, fully think about that before she was like, oh yeah, I already got your stuff, and boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh dang, that's very different. I really don't understand her like why she's so helpful, if that makes sense. And how, like, I feel like that's a thing that you have to think about to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's overly thoughtful. I was like, yeah, that's a very I guess good skill to have. So after that, we packed the bags to get into the caves. We put the tent back up. We had to hang it upside down so the bottom could dry out so you don't deal with any mildew. I learned that. We kept doing the tent. She struggled on a couple of parts of the tent. Yep, I'm just leave it at that. Okay, we get to the caves. On the way to the caves, yeah, on the way to the caves, yeah. On the way, I'll get to the caves. Now they were saying like it's gonna be very hot. I don't know, very cold. So bring a jacket or a sweater. So I brought like a puff jacket. because I hate the cold. So I'm like, yeah, any type of cold, like I'm not, even with the sleeping bag, it's just the same thing. Bring a jacket and a coat for the mornings. I'm like, bro, I hate the cold. I'm bringing this jacket. So I think we had to wait in the line. I went to the bathroom, came out. They had a store. Make sure you close the door. When she came out this door, she was like really excited about something, and I was like trying to figure out like what happened. Not only what happened, why is she choosing me to like express whatever that is. I thought it was like some type of cultural thing. Like, I went in there and they said, this is the same something that something used to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. She had like a chain or a necklace, and she had like what they call them, a stone crystal. She had one of those. It was purple, black, and like a cozy gray, smoky gray, I should say. So she's like, I got this thing, and she didn't know what it was. And I was like, oh yeah, that's amethyst. And she was like, oh, amethyst? She's like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh wait, so she got that without knowing what it was. Usually when I see people buy like the crystals, they know what it is and what it's supposed to do and the meanings and what it's good to heal. So they know all that stuff. But she just got it because the looks like that. She was even saying like, oh yeah, it's like, it's pretty and purple. And she was asking, do you think that I'm going to need like a jacket in the caves? I was like, oh. I said definitely, because I was like, well, the way they was saying it, it's cold in there. Like, so the thing starts, and it's like, all right, we got to go in. And I went in, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I kept saying like, hell no. But nobody was hearing me. Or I was like, man, what the fuck? Like, nah, not really. Nah, they tripping. Saying all that type of shit. Nobody was really hearing me when I was saying it. But like, yeah, stepping in, I was like, damn, these steps is so small, lower than my feet, so I gotta turn to the left or to the right to walk down without tripping. But we end up going into the caves. I'm terrified of heights, and I also think I may be claustrophobic, so I really don't like the tight spaces that we had to navigate through. And the type of cave it was, it had like this special mineral, and whatever is on our hands, if we touch it, it messes with the ecosystem, and then that crystal starts to melt or whatever. So we wasn't supposed to touch nothing, but it was one that the dude let us touch. So that was good. What else? What else? Yeah. What else is that on? I'm not probably skipping some stuff. It's talking about. They had something at night. One of the staff members had cooked to me some black beans, zucchini, tomatoes, kale, and white rice. And I put some avocados with it. It was pretty good. They ate what they ate. I think about the caves. Oh, it was one point in time. Yeah, I was freaking out in the caves. But I also was very interested. So I started seeing like they were balancing each other out. So I would be like freaking out, but then it would be like something that catches my eye. I'm like, oh dang, what's that? I probably ask the person, like, yo, what do they call this one? Or what is this one made out of? About blank. I have no clue what I was about to say. What was I talking about? A boat. Nature Valley boat. Oh, you ain't go. Don't really know what I was talking about. But yeah, we ate. I missed the Tank Davis versus Frank Martin because I was camping. So I didn't even get to see that. Well, I guess I just kind of see it now, but it's different when you watch stuff live. Speaking of that, it's Juneteenth. Kendrick Lamar just had the Ken and Friends pop out concert, and I got like up until Kendrick part, and then I left and went to go hoop. So I didn't get to finish it. Hopefully I'm able to find it somewhere online, because I was like, it's live. I don't know if it's going to be available to be seen again. Like, I think that kind of what the experience was supposed to be, like, to be live. Like, no rewinds and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that happened. I wrote a couple of things. I got back out here. I made a couple of songs. I've been thinking about doing like some art pieces. Been kind of motivated, but I don't know how I'm about to. Yeah. I think. Yeah, I don't know where I was going. But I think I'm kind of like down with. Like I said, my part for the day and everything. Somebody just dropped a comedy special, The Domino Effect. I gotta finish watching that. I got work tomorrow, so I need to go to sleep. I hooped today, lost some, won some. Overall, I guess my shot is getting a little bit better than I'm used to it being. So, I think, yep, I think I'm kind of like drained. Emotionally, mentally, physically. My juices run out. I've been back at work from the cabin trip for I think 2 days, and the pressure of the world, it never left. I think it's getting worse. And again, this whole school situation. I think it's getting ready to be a worse, like, me I've seen in a minute. And I don't really know what to do, say, or prevent. Like, I don't really know. But yeah, this is a thing. Probably minutes, but